Hello, hey everybody. This is Dave Wallace coming to you from my home here in Waihawa, and welcome to Monday Talk Story Time. And today, before I start the story, I'd like to make some announcements. Our first announcement has to do with the release of our first book series. And right now, the preliminary title is Mind Stalker, and it's a 10 book series. And each book is pretty short reading, take you about 90 minutes to 2 hours to read one of the books. And the main character of this book is a young girl who is very gifted. She is a mind reader, and she can get into people's minds and feed different images and make them believe things that are not real. She can also pop in and out of any space, and she has the ability to bend time and space to her advantage. So this story traces her development from the time she's a little girl, a child, and until she's an adult. Okay, so that's what we're working on, and hopefully, uh, the release date has been probably pushed up to the middle of June. And the reason why is that we're taking a little bit longer to put the stories together, and I want to get at least three of the 10 books out, ready to publish and ready to go before I release the books. That way, if you're reading a story and you want to get to the next part of it, you can have it accessed right away. So the books are going to be released 10 days gaps between them, and so in the first 30 days there will be three of the books out. Okay, and that's the way. That's the game plan so far. Okay, and based on the popularity, we may increase the series and prolong it depending on the readership. So, if you want to subscribe to my reading blog so you can keep track of the stories that are coming out, please let me know and I'll add your email onto my list. And for the people that sign up for my email and newsletter, actually, you'll be notified and given codes to purchase the books at a discount. Okay, so that's my gift to you folks. Anyway, this week, I'd like to share with you folks some of the things that's been happening in my spiritual practice. And yes, I'm still giving tarot readings, and a lot of tarot readings have been dealing with relationships, and it seems that relationships have been really important now that more and more people are interacting with each other again, and there's more socialization going on, which is pretty good, but it can create problems in dealing with relationships. A recurring theme that keeps on coming up over and over and over again is are people who believe they've been cursed. Okay, and this is something that keeps on coming back, like a bad penny. Um, People call up and say, you know what, somebody went and cursed me, and my response to that has always been, how do you know you've been cursed? Oh, the guy Hawaiian. I'm Hawaiian, okay? And there's a lot of Hawaiians out there. And just because we're Hawaiian doesn't mean we're gonna go curse you if you cross us, okay? And so relax. Just because you made a Hawaiian angry doesn't mean they're automatically gonna curse you, okay? And when you start believing that people are cursing you and doing bad things to you, that's causing your life to really screw up, mess up your life and stuff. What you're doing is that you're placing a responsibility of your actions on somebody else. Okay, you're not assuming responsibility for all the things that you're messing up with that's creating the issues. Oh, give you an example. One of my clients called up and say, "Oh, somebody must have cursed me. Why?" So, well, first of all, I driving my car and boom, I hit one big pothole in the road and damaged my wheel. So I get one rent a car and stuff like that, and I take the rent a car down to the beach and end up get one big dent on my car. And I said, I must be cursed. And I look at that. I says, no, you're not cursed. You're just careless. Okay. If you're gonna be driving on a road and you run into a pothole that's big enough to damage your tire rims, there's obvious sign there's a hole in the road, right? So you're not paying attention. Okay, so take responsibility for that. If somebody didn't curse you to damage your car, you just wasn't paying attention. How about the scratch on your car? Says, look around. Where are you parking? Don't park next to cars that are beat up. That they don't care, where they're parking. They're gonna open up their doors and boom, nail you out. So you gotta pay attention. Okay. So many people who think they're cursed and stuff, they're giving too much power to another person or giving too much power to the devil. Okay, the devil don't need that. Okay, you need to assume responsibility for your actions. Pay attention. You don't want your car to get damaged running into potholes. Well, look where you're driving. Okay, and my wife always get in my case because she said, I never miss a pothole on the road. So that's me, yeah. And so if you don't want to damage your car while you're driving, pay attention, look at the road ahead, stop talking with people. Um, my wife knows that when I'm driving and we in tight situation with traffic going, I don't like to talk. In fact, if the radio is going on, I turn it off so I can focus on what I'm doing. And that's where I've always been. And, you know, so that's my way of assuming responsibility for what's happening in front of me and the people I am transporting in my vehicle on the road. So pay attention. Okay, pay attention to what you do. Be mindful of what you do and where you go, and that way, bad things, you can avoid bad things from happening to you. So, stop blaming other people and take responsibility. And when you take responsibility, say, "Yeah, that was my that was my fault." You take away all of the excuses from you and stuff. No longer are other people responsible for your bad luck. You say, I'm the one that's creating it and I can fix it. Okay? And don't rely on somebody else to fix your own problems. You gotta take charge. And to take charge, you need to own up and be responsible for your actions and the consequences. So that was the first thing. The second thing is that I continue to, find negative energies that's built up in homes, and uh, we, my wife and I, and the grandbabies went to visit a home up in Pupukea that was had an open house, and for me, anytime I approach anything up in Pupukea or anywhere on the island, I before entering the property, I ask permission and I go through the formal process of asking, and I explain who I am, why I am there, and who else is with me and why we came. And the intention was to go and take a look at the home as a possible place for us to live, and that was my intent. So we went into the home, and as soon as I started walking down the driveway, and the property was kind of like a slant, and so as I started walking down the driveway, the first image that came to my mind is me with the big gray garbage can trying to push this sucker up that hill. So I'm 68 years old. I have heart problems and stuff like that, and no way and stuff you're gonna get me pushing up this trash can up the hill unless I put them in the back of a golf cart and drive it up. That's the only way. So, oh, negative right there. And so, as we walked in close to the home, I could feel something wrong with the home. Something wasn't right. The house was beautiful. You know, the house was really beautiful. In fact, when they opened up the home and I asked permission to enter and I was granted and I looked around. I mean, the kitchen was beautiful. In fact, Elle was saying, "Oh, I wish I had that kitchen," you know. And I said, "Yeah, you can cook all kinds of stuff in there." So, but as soon as we stepped inside, there was a weird feeling, like a mixture of sadness and anger. And so I walked into the place and I started looking around, and the the people that were there showing the home and stuff took us straight to the master bedroom because it's supposed to be the best feature of the home, one of the best features of the home. And I walked into the master bedroom, and there were other people there, and my wife and my mopunas was there, and they walked in before me, and I kind of like stayed back and to look at the room from the outside, and I could sense something wrong in that room. And so I stepped through the door, and as soon as you step in the door, there's a big walk-in closet right next to uh, the bedroom door, and nice huge walk-in closet. Oh, I was looking at that and I said, "Oh yeah, I can do a lot of good stuff inside there." And so I started walking towards the walk-in closet, and as soon as I got to the entrance of the walk-in closet, and I poked my head inside the room, I felt this thing come, smack me, and just push me away. And inside of me, there was a voice that says, "No." Now, oh, and Elle was kind of like next to me, but more in front. And she turned it. She heard me go, "Whoa!" And she saw my expression. And I called her over. I says, "You may want to take a look at this room." And when she went, she came to the room and poked her head in. She felt this really dreadful thing, and that alone. And so from when I closed my eyes, I could see a couple fighting, knocked down, drag out, beefing, fighting physically, and not only in the closet but also inside the rest of the room, different places in different times, dressed differently and stuff. And in fact, I had multiple couples, not just one couple, but seems like all of the people that had owned this property. I think there were two owners since it was built, but um, all of the owners that had moved into the home, they started fighting, and cat and dog fight, and this was the energy of that master bedroom. And the master bedroom for me is the heart and soul of the home because it tells you what kind of relationship the husband and wife, the masters of the home, have. And if this is the heart of the home, all of the feelings that's generated inside there begins to spread the rest of the house, and it feeds. That's why the whole home was had this feeling of anger and sorrow and pain. And so as we walked around inside there, I felt really sad. Like this beautiful home. I mean, if you're just looking at your physical eyes, and this place is beautiful, but beauty can deceive everything. And it's what lays under that beauty that is the real deal. And I I talked to the realtor that was showing that and explained what I was feeling. And first of all, he confirmed that the original people that had owned that was probably fighting, and the reason why they sold the home. And the most recent family to move into the home had owned the home for 5 years, and now they're selling. So the question is, why are they selling? Are they having a difficult time in a relationship? Oh, is there a divorce involved? I'm not sure. But a house with this kind of heavy um, energy and fighting is not a good home for a family. Yeah. So that was my take on that home. And in order for this home to be released, you need someone to go in there and bless the home and fill it with more positive memories. But this fighting that was going on started during the construction phase of this home. Okay, I've seen people, the house not even finished, and the people fighting inside there. So there's something about that spot. A lot of fighting, contention, okay, and anger. And so this was not. This is not a place that I want to take my family to. This is not a place I would like to purchase and buy for my family, for the next generations, for myself and the generations to come. So, despite how beautiful the place is, this is a no. Stay away. Okay. Anyway, so that was our experience on Sunday and on yesterday, and it was interesting that after I had shared my feelings with grandkids, the grandbabies also felt the same thing without even being coached by me. They felt exactly the same. So my mopura was able to pick up on the same things I was able to pick up, which makes me very happy. Okay. Anyway, so that's the latest so far, and the Powerball is up and running again, and we didn't do too well in this last Friday, but on Friday I'll be posting again for the Saturday draw and see how we do. Uh, Today I did play the Powerball again, and I hit two numbers. I hit the Powerball, which was 26, and the number 33. So we made money. Okay, so Friday coming up, I'll be posting new numbers for the Powerball, and hopefully we can get more numbers to hit and make more money. All right, and until next week. Okay, this is Dave Wallace from Waihoa, Hawaii, saying mahalo for watching and aloha.